Further evidence that conservatives don't understand climate change comes in the form of a new survey, basically saying that everybody except conservative Republicans seem to agree that climate change will have an impact and will happen during their lifetime. And this is according to a new Gallup survey released today on Earth Day. Now let's drill into some of the numbers. Now, according to this survey, fewer than 4 in 10 self-identified conservative Republicans, or roughly about 37%, think that climate change will occur in their lifetime, while only 19% of them believe that it will affect future generations. Okay, so 37% That's a very low number, about, 1/3. A little over a third of Republicans say that climate change will occur in their lifetime. Well, at least they're admitting that it exists. At least they're admitting that it is happening. Because the evidence is unmistakable. You cannot fight the evidence, and we have plenty of it. Now, more numbers. 40% of conservative Republicans respond that climate change will never happen. 40%. Climate change? Never. You know why? Jesus will save us from climate change. It doesn't really say that in the polls, but we've done other stories that show that that's exactly what they believe. Oh, Jesus is going to come back anyway. Who cares? He'll never let climate change happen. Never. No. We don't have to worry about it. Just use up all the oil, drill, baby, girl. That's what they believe. Now, that is, of course, in sharp contrast with, obviously, Democrats, liberals, and even independents. 16% of moderate or liberal Republicans, if there is such a thing, say climate change will never happen. Only 16% said no climate change whatsoever. Okay? So it's only the most conservative Republicans that are saying, no climate change, 40%. Okay, so 14% of non-leaning independents, so people who are truly in the middle, say, no, climate change is not happening. That's a very small percentage point. 5% of conservative or moderate Democrats say that, and only 3% of liberal Democrats. I'd like to find those 3% and slap them. Shake them like, oh, no, it's happening. It's happening. What are you doing? Anyway, there's more. What about human impact? Climate change being caused by human pollution, such as from our fossil fuel industry. Well, we have more numbers on that. Conservative Republicans are, of course, the least likely to believe that global warming is caused by human pollution, with 70% of those saying that it's just natural. It's getting warmer. It's because of that natural cycle. It's a natural cycle. That's why it's getting warmer. It'll correct itself. Jesus. All right. Fascinating. 27% of those conservative Republicans that believe that do believe that climate change is happening say that humans are responsible. So only 27% say that humans are responsible for that climate change. The rest say it's natural. Now let's contrast that with liberal Democrats. 58% responded that global warming is a serious threat to their way of life. Okay, so that's what liberal Democrats think, because most of them say, yes, climate change is happening, it's man-made, and it is a major threat to our way of life. Okay. Now, no other group responded similarly in the majority. Just 12% of conservative Republicans say that global warming is a serious threat to their way of life. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that they can sit there and deny facts? They can sit there and ignore all the evidence that is presented to them. And they will not change their mind. They will not understand because they don't want to understand because it scares the crap out of them. Or they understand, but they're being paid to ignore it. Well, it's not going to affect me. Yeah, it'll affect, the next generation or the generation after that. I'll be dead by then, so who cares? I'll pocket some money, then I'll die later. I won't have to deal with it. Great. And unfortunately, a lot of those people are in power. And so, that's really kind of disastrous. It's important to remember, not just on Earth Day, but every day, because I tend to think that every day should be Earth Day. Like, we should actually try to care about our environment. And even if, say in the even off chance that climate change isn't man-made, it's not happening, or whatever, what's so bad about trying to protect our environment and to make sure we have clean air and water? What are you losing? You're still gaining clean air and water. And if we do it in a way, and we can do it in a way, that makes it so that most businesses can still operate, will still have energy, switching over to alternative energies. The only industry that will be affected by this is the energy industry, is the fossil fuel industry. And they're going to run out anyway. Eventually you're going to run out of fossil fuels, and then you're going to be fucked. So might as well make a proactive change now, do something about it, and also do something about climate change. And even if you don't believe in climate change, it's still going to lead to cleaner air, cleaner water, and cleaner land, and that is ultimately still a good